What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Liam. I am from just downtown Los Angeles. I go to USC.
Nice. Why are you here today? Or like your specific pin or like collection?
There's a new Pin Trader Delight pin release. There's Hans. Hans is the main one I'm here for, and then a few other characters. Ace of Spades from Alice in Wonderland, one of the card holders. One of the cats from Aristocats, I don't know his name. And then Lawrence from Princess and the Frog, I guess.
What's your name and where are you from?
Okay, my name is Sharon. I live in Sylmar, California. And I've been collecting pins, Disney pins, since 2004.
Whoa!
I remember the first day I got a Disney pin. Well, that wasn't my first Disney pin. Our first Disney pins were a trip to Florida in 1999 when my daughter was 10 and she got a bunch of pins and did the pin trading with the cast members. But for me, it was 2004, it was Mother's Day. We went to Disney's California Adventure because we wanted to, Tower of Terror had just opened. And they had these cool pass holder pins in what was Greetings at the time, which is now gone from there. But I bought those and the guy hands me a pin. He goes, "Here's your free pin." I'm like, "What is this? A free pin?" And it was the little cuckoo clock from Pinocchio. And I was like, "What is this from?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a gift with purchase. If you buy $20 in pins, we'll give you this pin." So this opened a whole, that started me and that got me hooked. And from then on, it was like, oh, this whole pin thing is a big deal.
Oh
so
my God.
That's how I got started.
That's, wow, 2004.
Yes.
So you too. Like, oh yeah, what's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Sonia, and I'm from the Valley, San Fernando, in the city of San Fernando.
Okay, really close.
Yeah.
And then, how long have you been collecting pins?
We started collecting, funny thing, just like Sharon, when we first went to Florida, Walt Disney World 2007. It was July 2007.
Oh my God.
And we started off collecting Star Wars pins. And I remember he got, my husband probably got, probably a good 20 or 30 pins. And I got one pin. I got one pin and it was a Jack and Sally Christmas wreath, and I still have it. and I was like,
You still have your first
my
pin?
very first pin.
Oh my god!
They don't carry that pin anymore, but to me it's like priceless because it was my first pin.
First one.
It's
God. So, are you adding these pins to a collection, or like, do you sell pins, trade pins?
I do a little bit of both. I try to trade mainly. The Hans pin would be for my collection, and then I might grab the cat for a trade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's, wow, 2004.
Yes.
So you've seen like a lot.
I've seen a lot. At the time, I used to just get pins from Disneyland, from the parks. And then in 2006, they started doing pins here at the soda fountain. At the time, it was Disney Soda Fountain. And so we started coming here, getting the Pin Trader Delights with the ice cream, going to pin releases, getting various pins. And then a few years later, someone introduced me to WDI, which is a cast store for Imagineers, and every so often I'd get to go in there and they had pins, so it just, a lot of things opened up, and it became a very expensive hobby.
But like, okay. I guess, how long have you been collecting pins?
About exactly a year now. I think I started collecting last February.
A year now? Yeah. What's your favorite part and like your least favorite part?
I guess the least favorite part would probably be having to wake up early sometimes. I mean, it's not too bad and you get used to it, but sometimes it's just so early. Like last week was like a 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my god, 4:30 in the morning.
It gets a little absurd, but you know, it's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of people. I don't know, yeah, it's fun, I guess. I can't really explain why, but it is.
That's cool though. 4:30 a.m. That's a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess, which pin are you waiting for? Or which pin are you here today for?
Today, well, last night about 10:45, what they have here is something called a Pin Trader Delight. You buy an ice cream sundae and they give you a free pin. But it really is, people are here for the pins and get the free ice cream. So about 10:45, they stopped serving them at 11 o'clock at night. And they, the last one sold in the last bunch, and it switched to 4 new ones. So it's a frozen pin. Hans was released, but he's a limited edition of 500. So we thought, well, we'll sleep in. We'll come about 6:30 in the morning, see how the line is. As you can see, we were lucky the line was short.
It was good.
And but they don't start serving till 11, so we got a long time to sit here.
Yeah.
And there's also an Aristocat Berlus is another one of the pins. They also have another one, Lawrence from Princess and the Frog, and the Ace of Spades from Alice in Wonderland. And so there's 4 you can choose from. You can buy up to 2 of those. So I'm going to get Berlus and Hans from my 2. So.
Okay, so I guess, do you think this is something that like a lot of people know about, or like something that's relatively secret?
I think it's catching on. It's getting more and more popular. It seems like more and more people join every day. A lot of it happens through Facebook.
Oh,
There's groups on Facebook that people talk to each other and trade through. And I think you know, people take their trips to Disneyland and they're like, oh, pins, you know, what is this? And then they kind of go online and do a little bit of research about it, and then you get sucked into it. Yeah. So it's getting more and more popular, I guess.
Okay. In regards to like collections, so do you have specific collections?
I do. Well, I used to get every Pin Trader Delight, PTD we call them. I have every PTD from 2006 through last June, and I had to make a decision. It started to become really hard to keep up, so I made a decision not only to get ones I liked after that, so that's kind of where I'm at. So I don't have them all since last June. Plus I had gone in the hospital, so it made it really hard to get.
Oh yeah.
But I do like to come get PTDs when I can. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and some of the older ones have gone up in value, so they make for really good trading for something that you might want. A lot of the older pins are hard to get. One of my main collections is Beauty and the Beast, and so because of that, some of the older ones are worth a lot of money. So having an older PTD might help me get an older or a more valuable bell pin that I want. Yeah.
Nice.
So
then, with your collections, you buy, trade, and sell, or like just trade?
I have sold pins like sometimes I have pins in my trade book, and after a while it's like nobody wants them, so then I'll try to just sell them for basically get what I got paid for them. Some people do it for profit. I'm not in it for a profit. I'm in it to trade and build my collection. So.
Oh, that's good. You've seen a lot. Like,
Yes.
you're probably the most, or one of the most experienced pin traders here. So what would you say is like the best part, the most rewarding part, and like the worst or like least favorite part?
You know, I've made a lot of friends through pin trading. When we used to sit in lines before things changed, like sometimes some of the low edition, like there'd be a LE 500 come out at Disneyland, and they would let us line up the night before. And I've met a lot of people through pin trading, and a lot of nice people, and some not so nice too. You know, sometimes people can be a little backstabbing, as with anything. So, yeah, they tell you, oh, I'll trade you this, and they go, oh no, I sold it or something because somebody offered them a lot of money.
Shameful.
Yeah.
It takes the fun out.
It does. Some of these lines like this can take the fun out of it too. And like yesterday was a big release here. They did a Valentine's release, and then they did a surprise pin that was a limited edition of 150. And it was a bell pin. And it was a bell pin. And I did not pick a good number. However, I have a very good friend who got under 150 who gave me her bell pin. So, see, that's what it's all about.
Real friends.
Yeah, real friends. That's who you know when your real friends are.
Because they know your collection. They
Yes.
know you would need that one.
Yes, and you know, and so I told her, go look at what I've got. There's a website called PinPix, and every pin that's ever come out from Disney is on there. It's a community where people put pictures up and stuff, and you can put on there. You can actually put if you have it, if you're trading it, or if you want it. And it's a really huge database. So I have up there pins I'm trading. So I told her, go look at what I'm trading and see what you want for that bell pin. So now I just ordered yours.
Yeah.
So
would you say like everything's pretty much digital when it comes to trading? Like, has it stopped being like in person?
No. And as a matter of fact, you know, as with any hobby, it's brought out a lot of thieves. Last July, there was a guy here who got arrested because he was selling. He would put the pictures up on Instagram. He would sell them to people, and then he either wouldn't send the pin, or actually he was, from what I'm seeing now, he was doing mail fraud. People took pictures, the back he would slice it open, and he would say, oh, something happened and your pin fell out. And he was mailing them that way through the post office. So I've actually put that mail fraud website up for people. I said, go pursue it through the U.S. Postal Service. They will, go after this guy. So I'm hoping people will do that. Luckily, I never got scammed by the guy. But sometimes even with pin trades, some people will want to trade, expensive pins or something, and that person might be on the other side of the country or in another country. And so you have to do it on faith mailing. So there's also like lists of good traders and bad traders too. So before you do a trade like that, you'll go out and say, hey, has anyone traded with this person before? So it's a community thing. It's actually, the online thing has gotten much closer. There used to be, like pin boards,
like forums,
like message boards and forums. I think there's still one Disney pin forums out there where people do trading and stuff, and it's a very close community. But there's been a lot of Facebook groups pop up. A lot of Disney pin trading on Facebook, and a lot of trading goes on there, and that's where there's so many people. You really have to check people out. So anyway.
Whoa. Yeah, I've feel like that even got serious, like just trying to trade pins, and someone was actually arrested. Like that's
I
crazy.
traded a group of 8 pins with some guy last summer, like last July, around the 4th of July. We met up. And he bought them, for maybe, let's say, a little over $100.
My daughter's learning
But
really
like
quick.
resale value on those pins was like $700 or $800 because they were frozen pins. But he just wanted to trade. So I found stuff that he wanted. We did a trade. I go, can we do it in person? He goes, that's what I was going to say, and he was local here. So like a couple weeks after we did the trade, we met up and we did it in person because that's a lot of money. If something comes up missing or lost in the mail, whatever reason.
That's a lot, especially
It's a big
700, 8.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Some of these pins go for a lot of money. There's a pin that came on here. They make pins that are replicas of the marquees from El Capitan up here.
Oh.
And some of those, like the up one, sells $800 to $1,000 for the one pin.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
One pin that you pay like $15?
Yeah, or less. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was hard because they did an event here the night before, and I think it sold out during the event. So it was hard to get then. But at the time, you could have bought it on eBay for $25-$30, and then suddenly, a few years ago, when a lot of pin traders came online, the prices shot up on everything. I have pin trader delights in my collection that would resell for $400 or $500.
I have not seen
Oh
him.
my god.
I
If
think
you
after
really
that,
wanted
he's
to
like-
and you were like, I'm done.
I think after that.
I'm done with
I
my
could
pin
probably buy a
collecting.
small house for that. A good down payment on a house or something.
Like, that is a lot of pins.
Yeah.
And the pin trader.
And not all my pins are worth that, but it's like there's a few that are worth. Let's say I could probably pay for a car outright if I sold all my high-end pins.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Like in my Beauty and the Beast, I have one that's called the designer pin. I think it's a limited edition of 150. It's Belle in the designer dress with her hair up and stuff. That one is worth $400 to $500. That one came from Disney Shopping or the Disney Store. From here, there's a pins called Beloved Tales. They're limited editions of 300. I didn't buy them all early on because they were a lot of princesses, but there was a Beauty and the Beast one I got, and it was like $12.95. That one goes $600 to $800 now.
$12.95
Yeah.
to $600 to $800.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then they had 3 different Beauty and the Beast marquees. The very first one, I think, is worth about, I would say, $500. The next one is a lower edition size. That one's worth $400 or $500. And then the last one is probably worth about $250.
This is like all adding up.
That's why you have a lot of resellers come in these
Mama,
lines.
why are you making them all?
They don't have to pay to get here. They can sit in line, spend some time,
Princess,
and flip a
sister?
pen for some money.
I guess technically you could call it a job because then you wait in line
It's a lot.
hours, right?
Yeah, but if you break what they're making down, because they're not willing to sit, because remember these pins I'm telling you that are worth a lot, I bought years ago. So, I've had them for 5, 6, 7 years. These people want instant money, so they're not making that kind of money. So if you break what they're making, they're maybe making $4 an hour. So I don't
It's
know.
not even a job that would be worth it.
Unless they don't have anything else to do, it's not something I would do for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're like taking away from it, or do you not mind as much that there are some people like that?
I do mind. I do mind because it cuts into the pins available for the real collectors. So
Wait, what happened?
yeah, we were talking about a PTD because today they have an Aristocats again.
Oh.
We left
The only other Aristocats PTE they did was a Marie, which was several years ago, and my
Whoa.
friend told me it sells for about $400 now. And I go, I have one in a box somewhere at home. I should find that.
I swear, if you added up your whole collection,
Well, just my Pen Trader Delight book is probably several $1,000s.
Yeah.
it must be really nice to look at though.
It is.
Like just sit there. Like,
It's nice to look at things and go, oh, that's worth a lot of money. I can. And it's funny, I look at things like my bellboard. I look at that and I go, if there's a fire, that's the first thing I'm grabbing.
Really? I grabbed my marquee one, I think, or Frozen, not sure which one.
Well, because they're all on my my bellboard, all my high-end bell pins. So it's like, I mean, there's probably like $5,000 and about 6-7 pins right there.
oh my
So,
god.
or maybe more, maybe 10 pins. But yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
So would you say your collection is more valuable than the actual price that it is worth?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're fun to look at. But you talked about collections. Another one that people don't get that I collect is pigs.
Pigs?
Pigs. I've always loved pigs. I grew up in Wisconsin. I've always loved little pigs. So you're talking Piglet, Miss Piggy, Ham, Three Little
Miss
Pigs,
Piggy.
Runt from Chicken Little. I got a couple of him on there. I think they've only made a couple. And then, and the little pig from Black Cauldron. I got a couple of those on the board too. But I've got some really cute pigs. And then I do Stitch as Elvis too. Only as Elvis. There's some great Stitch as Elvis pins. Some I can't afford, but there's some really nice ones out there. Yeah.
Gosh. So there's like popular Disney characters that are like above the rest, right?
Yeah, like right now,
classic.
Frozen. Anything Frozen sells
Oh,
big
man.
money. Before that, it was Tangled. Once Frozen took over, Tangled kind of lowered, the value went down a little bit. But some of the older princesses, like Little Mermaid and Belle, they seem to keep their value, so it's good.
The ones that people like
Yeah.
a lot.
And now with the new Cinderella movie coming out, that's going up in value a little bit.
Oh, that's right. There's a brand new Cinderella.
Yes.
Nice. So you said you have several collections. Do you have any other like Disney, I guess like perks collections?
I have in the parks they do sometimes monthly releases. Like last year they did Princess perfume bottles, and they come out once a month, and so I have those. They've done monthly collections for years like that, so I get sucked into those every time. And now they just released a pin for the 60th. It looks like a diamond, and then it opens and there's a picture of Walt inside. And so there's going to be 7 of those that will be over. So they started in January, and the last one will be in July, so the 7 months. So that'll be a nice collection to have for the 60th.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So I guess one of my last questions, when would you stop collecting pins, or like what would make you just give up collecting pins?
Well, that's a good question. I'd have to just lose interest. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Or if my husband threatens to divorce me. I guess I kind of have to stop that. I don't know, pins, husband, I don't know.
Hard. Would you actually like it to stay secret, or like?
It definitely makes these kinds of releases earlier if there's less people here, you know? You don't have to get here as early, or I don't know if you know anything about how some of the releases work, but the more people there are, it decreases your chances of getting the pin, because it's kind of luck of the draw. It's like a raffle. So if there's a ton of people here, but there's only like 400 pins, then you might sit here, get here in the morning, and then not get any pins. So it could be all for nothing.
Oh.
So it is better when less people are here.
Okay, that's amazing. That's a really long time. So you've also seen as well like a lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. What would you say is the best and then the worst?
The best is a lot of the friendships that you do end up making. You know, like I have a lot of good friends in here, and then you kind of start sifting them out. See who's just in it for convenience. See who's your real friend. Because a lot of them, as a matter of fact, we got remarried this past May, and the people that were just there for us were the majority. We just had a handful of people, like 24 people, were people that were met here that wanted to witness us getting married. So.
It's sweet because it sounds like it's a whole community feel. Like everybody like looks out for each other. I know she was saying that somebody saved a pin for her, even which I'm like,
yeah, that just happened yesterday.
Two, or like. Yeah, you can only get two.
Yeah.
Like people really go out of their way. Even how I see you guys interact.
Some do. Some do, and then you have your handful of people that aren't really like into collecting, but rather let me see what money I can get from people, and you get those too. There's no way you can really
filter out.
Yeah, because it's Disney is just a huge worldwide market and it's probably the number one company in the world. So the product that they put out, a lot of people want. Could have taken up a cheaper hobby like rock collecting. We decided on pins.
It sounds like it's worth it though. Like, would you say that obviously like you prefer the pins over any money like anybody could ever pay you for the pin?
Oh yeah. The funny thing is not too long ago, unfortunately, we had like an in-home invasion, and they took some personal like jewelry pieces that I've had for years and years. But the weirdest things that happened, as soon as the cops told me somebody came inside, we need to do a walkthrough through your house to see if you could point out things that were not left the way they were when you were last. First thing I did is I run upstairs and I go to my hallway. Okay, my marquee's still there.
That's all I care about.
And they looked at me like, what are you talking about? And I was like, you don't know how much this is worth.
No, I only care about what I collect.
It's funny because I cared about it more than I cared about some of my jewelry that were actually, but I still cared about them too.
I had to
We do it as a family. It's fun hunting for a super old pin that everybody wants. And it's like a barter system.
Oh, barter.
Yeah, you like.
Even if one's maybe like more than the others, would you still trade it?
So it's like it all depends how people value what their likes and dislikes are. And a lot of times people collect like their favorite princess. Like I collect Belle like Sharon does because I like her independence and she reads books and I love reading books. So to me it's like, and I was like, and we have brown hair and brown eyes. So I was like, okay. And then I collect Merida Brave for my daughter because she's very similar to her. She's very like, she make her own choices, and oddly enough, she knows archery. So, and she has a crazy curly hair, so I was like, that
fits perfectly.
Yeah. Of course, it's brown, not red. But, and then we have like other little things. Like we collect up because I was like, it was the togetherness of that couple. And I was like, we thought it was so sweet, and it was like to us, it's like the ultimate Disney couple.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. And then suddenly we decided to collect The Incredibles, because we have our oldest is a girl, then we have a boy, and then we have a baby boy. So it's like we're the Incredible family. We're not, but it's like we make like
perfect.
Yeah, we make like little connections. So yeah, we've been doing it as a family. So it's fun.
That's a really nice bonding experience, and also like one thing I never heard before is like how you connect to the characters, and that's so cool.
Yeah, sometimes you find these because obviously they were written by a human being, so they're given a certain life and they're given a certain type of character, and so there's a meaning behind each character. Yeah, I get it, it's a cartoon. However, again, since it was created by a person, it gives it some sort of humanity, and you can make a connection to it, and that's the value that's put behind all of these characters by people like myself and others.
Question: what's your favorite Disney character? Do you like have a favorite Disney character?
Probably Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, oh my god. Do they have like Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, every once in a
Do you
while.
have them?
Yeah, I have some. I have a little bit smaller. Or that's one of my bigger collections, actually, I should say, that I like to collect.
Okay.
They only have one
Nice.
left.
Like,
We made the trip to Starbucks.
how do you make two robots, human? You humanize them. They somehow had a feeling, and it's hilarious. It's like how they do that. They barely speak, but the mannerisms, and again, they were created by a human, so they're giving that little human touch, and that's what makes Disney, magical. It's one of the things that makes it.
There was just on the other side.
I would say actually, that I think it is really good bonding that you do watch the movies and like you are like connected to Disney. Are there like other Disney things that you're like I'm obsessed with that, or like apart from this collection, is there something from Disney that's like really special to you?
Well, lately what we've gotten another habit of doing is doing the Disney runs. Like they've been holding runs. My husband and my 15-year-old son have, did their first half marathon through Disney. And the first time my husband did it, he ran on behalf of a little girl named Riley that's battling an illness. So we raised $620 for her, and he ran the half marathon.
Half marathon.
13.1 miles. I have a picture of him with Riley in here. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, we gave up quite a bit of our traders. You remember when we held Pete and I were holding a sale?
Oh, yeah.
So instead of keeping some of our pins, like to trade and get more pins for us, what we did, and we were both cast members, and technically we're not supposed to sell pins, but we didn't sell them. It was like
you were fundraising.
it was fundraising. So we gave up. We put pins. If you donate towards this, I'm gonna send you this. And I did a lot of that. I did some lanyards, same way. So I did some custom lanyards, and they donated to the cause. So that was really nice. We didn't raise too much, 620, but it was something.
Oh my god, so the pins even translated to charity work.
Yeah.
I had a friend do the same thing for the chalk walk.
Yeah, a few of us did it.
Every year they want to be the high pass holders, and they've done it 3 years in a row now. But at the end, she throws pins up there to try and make that last fundraising effort. Yeah.
I think Perla did the same thing. Another one of our mutual friends. She raised some money. I'm not sure what the chop was. It went towards the Children's Hospital, right? I think.
Yeah, Children's Hospital, Orange County.
Yeah, Children's Hospital, Orange County. So that's what that one went to. But yeah, some of us have used that in order to raise funds.
So I think the coolest thing that you said was like that you guys are explaining to me is like it's nowhere near just pins.
Yeah.
You can't just come and be like, okay, I'm gonna get a pin and like just go home. You have to actually be like at least somewhat part of the community, right? And then do you see do you see a lot of people that have just given up on pins, or who?
There has been a few that I no longer see here since I started.
Well, like Sergio came, he quit PTD. So
yeah, he
was here for the flyers, so I grabbed my flyer and gave it to him.
Yeah. I think he got like a little disappointed. And he was a PTD completely.
It became hard when they went to the floor.
When I went to the fort, because it's just him coming,
and he could
only get two, and then sometimes they'll sell out, and so it's difficult for him. And some people just get disappointed because that's their thing. That's their kind of like waking up every morning and go getting your coffee. That's your thing.
Yeah,
for some people it's their life.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like having a hobby. That's their hobby. They like to go to the park and pin trade with cast members. So I know people, like I've met a lot of cast members just through pin trading, and now sometimes I'll go in like Jim down on North Street, and we just go in to see him now. He'll pull us. I go, I don't want to see your pins. I just came to talk to you. You make friends even with the cast members.
Bye.